With Pauline Cullen, the author of so many well-known IELTS books, and she's here at the Cambridge books store to give us a small tidbit about what is on offer on the shelves here today.
I'm writing a free book at the moment, telling people how to study and using specific books and the best way to improve your language and your IELTS score using specific books. And some of the books that I recommend are here on the bookshelf. So of course my own official Cambridge Guide to IELTS, which I did the skills section for that. This is also a great book, great author, Vanessa Jakeman. Complete IELTS. I recommend any of Vanessa's books as well. In my book I have a whole chapter based on grammar and looking at different ways to study grammar, and I recommend these if you're not familiar with studying grammar, because a lot of self-study students haven't studied language for a long time and don't know where to start. So this series, because it's graded, is a very good place to start. There's lots of activities. Raymond Murphy's book's excellent. So they're a great place to start if you want to focus on grammar. But in the free book I talk to you about not spending too much time working on complex grammar. It's about clear communication and using it effectively in your writing. But you need to also work on accuracy and balance accuracy with fluency. So again, I talk about that in the free book, in the grammar chapter as well as the writing chapter. And these books are great for focusing on at different times. I talk in the book about how course books teach you and the different stages of learning, so that you're aware of what you're doing when you're learning, whether you're focusing on accuracy or whether you're focusing on fluency. Because if you're a self-study student, you really have to become a very good independent learner. And actually, even if you're following a course, you have to go beyond the classroom and learn more than your teacher can give you. If you're aiming to reach 7 or 8, any of the higher levels of IELTS, you've really got to be an independent learner.
Okay, thank you, Pauline Cullen. So, because we only have the freshly printed books of this year, so what are the names of the authors that you would recommend for the students?
I highly recommend Judith Wilson is a great IELTS author. Claire McDowell and Vanessa Jakeman have written lots of great books for IELTS. Myself, of course, I've written 5 books now for IELTS. Also, some other writers you may not have heard of. Amanda French is a great author. In Australia we have some great authors as well. We have Sophie Walker, Megan Russell, Miles Holden in New Zealand. Lots of great authors around the world to look for, and all writing great IELTS books.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you get a 10 in IELTS. Thank you, Pauline Cullen, for your tips. We're off for some ice cream now.
Great. Thank you, bye-bye.
Okay, we're here with some secret tips on the
This is the Common Mistakes at IELTS Intermediate book.
But not the original one.
This is a new version. It's a little bit more expensive than the original one because it comes with 4 practice tests from Cambridge Test Book 11. So you're basically combining 2 books in one. So this is why it says Test Bank. And when you buy the book, you get a code, an activation code here, which gives you access to 4 practice tests. And those are the ones you'll find in Test Book 11. And the Common Mistakes series was written based on studying the most common mistakes made at bands 5 and 6 writing. So there are 30 units, and what each one does, it looks at a very specific mistake. You do some work on it, then it's explained, then there's practice, and then these are more common mistakes, the same pattern, and then a 3rd unit. So, and after 3 units there's always a test, and you can see that everything is related to IELTS. So this is helping you to look at an academic writing task 1 and so on, and you're building up your accuracy in the grammar points and vocabulary as well. It works on grammar and vocabulary, mistakes that are made at bands 5 to 6 in IELTS. So a great way to combine common mistakes at IELTS with 4 practice tests through the test bank.
And what is your suggestions on a proper sequence of studying all these books? Should we use the test books first, or the grammar books first, or this one first? So which is the proper sequence?
I would focus on the language first and build up your skills. And once you feel, okay, I've just learned something that's really going to help me for task one, then go to the test bank and do some writing and try to put it into practice. It's always about putting it into practice so that you can consolidate what you've learned. So yes, definitely do it that way. And then maybe go back and revisit to see and make sure you've got it right, and then review what you've done. Always review and review what you've produced. So you're always working on either accuracy or fluency and really getting it right.
Okay, cool. Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
This is once again the common mistakes at IELTS Intermediate.
Yes.
By Pauline, none other than Pauline Cullen. Okay.